lie down. These are my gimmers, so I'm taking them off the hill now. I'm going to pick out the texels that are in them, give them all a dose, see they're in good form, and keep them closer on some slightly better ground, just to obviously give them the best chance possible for the tips to win. Yeah, so these girls I bought as young lambs. I'll pop up a picture of how they do for people. So what I do is I take the gimmers off of here. They've been out at the furthest point of the farm all summer on some rougher stuff, so I'm taking them back to gradually build them up onto better stuff, because they're obviously still growing as well a wee bit. So try and get them in the best condition for tupping, and then the ewes that are in good neck, good on their feet, etc., they will then come out here as one big batch until the tups go in really. I'll pick out the earlies, and then tups will go in with them in September, and then tups will go in with the main batch in October. So just keep going through them, keep checking their condition. Obviously you want them in the best condition, you don't want them too lean, but also you don't want them too fat. So it's a fine balance. But yeah, they'll come out here. And I mean, this is a relatively good hill. It's, you know, it's got grass on it, so the ewes will come out here with the spring cows, and then yeah, sort through them for tupping, split them up into groups, and then they'll get tupped on silage aftermath. So just taking the gimmers off now. Got all my ewes gathered up now, so they're heading out the hill. These are all the ones that are in tip-top condition, so they'll head out the hill now for a few months. That'll do, Rox! That'll do! That'll do! They're already in quite good neck, so I'll need to just keep an eye on them, keep them quite tight. I gave them all a fly treatment too, so that should hopefully keep them right now that they're going out the hill. It is that wee bit higher and there's usually a breeze, so that'll help keep the flies off them. But there's just nothing worse than when they start, when the maggots start. It's not worth the risk. So I've given them all a spray to prevent fly strike, and I think it's about 50 or 60p a head I think it comes into, but it's definitely worth it. And I'm just sitting here in agony trying to get this job done so I can go and lie somewhere very flat. It's the only way I can get comfy. It's just, I always said I'd keep it real, and yeah, my whole pelvis is aching. I don't know what I've done, but Jesus Christ, it's so sore. I like to think I've got quite a high pain threshold, and like I wasn't taking painkillers for a while just because I wanted to see just how bad it was, and then, you know, see if I could cope without it. But I had to phone the doctor last night and get stronger ones because, oh my god, every step I take it's like striking pain. So I'm hoping that I can see my chiropractor today and she can shake me back together, because at the moment I just feel like pulling my pelvis off of me. Pain, honestly, oh my god. Like, simple task, such simple task, moving sheep, sitting on a quad, hanging up washing. Like, I just feel so useless. I feel so incredibly useless because there's so much needs done and I can hardly walk 10 steps without doubling over in pain. So yeah, that's keeping it real. That's what's happening right now. At the age of 25, I feel like I have a 90-year-old's body that has been abused all its life. These are the yow lambs that I bought back in September last year, which are now my gimmers that I've just taken off the hill. So this is just to show you what they were like when they came home. These were just run over to grow on, and I will be tubbing them this September, hoping once my back is better to give these girls a dose and get them onto better grass on the build up to tupping. So I'm not long back from going to a chiropractor and seeing about getting my back sorted, so hopefully that'll start to ease off now. Given lots of stretches to do, so that'll be good. That's what I'm going to be working on. And I've also just came back to a message from Dad to say that our first heifer has calved. So autumn calving has begun. I was away at our local show yesterday. Davey was competing in the shearing. He did really well. He won Young Farmers, came third in the Open, and got the fastest speed shear time of 22 seconds. So whilst we were away at that, Dad was obviously here. And look what we had. We have had a set of twins. So excuse the pet lambs roaring in the background, they're obviously still in the shed here. But yeah, this cow calved the two calves herself, so we're going up wandering about up the hill. And we've obviously just taken her in, taken her down, taken her in. Obviously because she's got two, so she needs to be given a bit of extra TLC, and also it now means we have a spare calf. But yeah, she's done very well. Two lovely, happy, healthy calves. And a lovely, quiet cow. Of course, this is our heifer. That's her wee babe over there. So she calved a couple nights ago now. So we'll get her. It's a miserable day here, so we'll probably just keep her in today, and then hopefully the sun will be shining again tomorrow. We'll get her outside to some grass. But yeah, calving is off to a good start. These are the recently weaned heifer calves. So you can see they're settled down now, much happier and starting to thrive again, getting over the weaning. So they'll be here until second half of September, where we will then sell them at one of our local marts known as stores. So they'll be about a year old at this point before we sell them. So yeah, this one's been a bit of a mixed one, I'm afraid. It's sort of more of a catch-up update of where we're at. Obviously it's been a really tough couple of weeks. I have been really struggling now with my back. I got my hips put back into place and my sacrum joint was out as well on the right. So obviously there's been a lot of swelling, that was then pushing on the bottom of my vertebrae. Everything's just been really sore, and not very sore to be honest. I like to think I've got quite a high pain threshold, but there has been times that, yeah, it really just takes your breath away. So, been not doing very much, to be honest. I've been struggling to go about for long. Sit up, stand, or just walking, to be honest, has been a struggle. So lying flat has been the best. So I've really not achieved very much. It's extremely frustrating because there's so much to do. Obviously calving has now started, and you try and push through the pain, but sometimes you know that actually if you just take that extra half a day or a day just to let everything come back down to normal, then you know you might then be a day sooner to being pain free. But yeah, it's just hard because there's so much to do. I'm such an active person, I hate sitting still. But yeah, even like going to the gym and stuff, not being able to do that, not being able to lift weights, that's like my release. So yeah, that's been really tough. But we'll get there. The pain has definitely changed. It's not as like breathtaking. It's still there, it's constant. Every move with my right leg that I go forward on, it pulls. But hopefully every day it'll just start to ease off and everything's back in place now. So hopefully, yeah, we'll be back to normal in no time. Well, never take your health for granted. Well, we've taken a week off setting fat lambs. So this week there is no lambs going to the slaughterhouse. Given them a week, give them a dose, give them a fly strike treatment, and have given them a chance to just grow on a bit. Weights, you know, we're pulling them at like that 45 kilos, but they just weren't killing it as well. So I'll see how they're going later this week, try and get them weighed again and see what we've got for next week. But they are kind of going through that, I think they're going through like a growth stage where they're growing frame as opposed to like putting flesh on, which they do, but we'll see. Get the Texels onto better ground, and I'm still in two minds whether I'm going to sponge them this year or not. Previous years I've sponged them just because it's good to have a nice tight batch. It's a busy few days, week, but they lamb really close together. The lambs are like a good size, and then if anything does repeat, you know it's going to be exactly so many days. So that's what I've done with the Texels for probably 5 years now, and it's worked really well. So I'm considering doing that again, because sponging obviously does cost a wee bit as well. They're not pedigree, we don't sell them at the moment, although we have done a draw tups today, and I'm keeping 24 tup lambs and 20 yow lambs again for just now, so we'll see. So as I've mentioned before, the autumn heifers are our last batch from the Republic of Ireland. So they got delayed in coming home slightly, so they're actually going to fall in more with the cows. We like to keep the heifers, try and get the heifers calved out of the way before the cows, or you know, a good portion of them at the start of calving. But obviously with a delay in floats, etc., that then delayed the bulls going in. So they're going to merge in with the cows this year. Spring heifers, we managed to get the bull in I think it was just shy of 2 weeks earlier than the cows, so I'm really hoping that they're going to be nice and sharp at the start of calving, and then that'll make it good for the following year. Obviously, you know, they'll be keeping them at the start of calving. We want as many calved in the first sort of 4 to 6 weeks as possible. That is the aim. So hopefully that'll be the case, but we'll find out this week because we are PDing the spring herd, which is always a scary day, but it has to be done. So in terms of calving, started doing the morning checks. Obviously I haven't because of the way my back has been, but I'm hoping that if it starts to behave itself, I'll start doing the morning, and then my dad will be doing the evenings. We've also had another set of twins, as you can see here. Two lovely roan calves from one of our Charlie bulls. This cow is actually 11.5 years old. So she's very experienced with calves, but she's had a lovely pair here, one boy and one girl. Come by, come by, come by. That I'm just giving them all their time, shifting them to a new park of grass as well. I'm not going to go through these till I think September time, just because they are my wee ones, so I'll just give them as much time as possible to grow on, and then hopefully the first draw will get a few of them. And then this year I've decided anything that's not to wait, it's still really small. We've planted some forage rape, so in previous years I'd normally send my wee lambs off in like October as stores, just to clear the decks, get rid of them, start fresh for tupping. But this year, that'll do, Rox, that'll do. This year I think I'm gonna keep them. As I said, we've planted some forage rape, so Roxy, that'll do. Whatever's still really small and isn't away, I'm going to keep them, put them on the rape, and yeah, sell them once they're ready, just to see how it goes. But I'll have a better idea. If I've still got a heap, then that might change, because the thought of keeping lambs stresses me out. But anyway, so that's the plan at the moment, but we'll see what, like, I mean, we're only middle of August now, so hopefully we'll still get a good few away before the summer's out. Oh, warm dog. Some warm lummies. I've got a fair walk up the road up to here, and they still have to get up to that gate. But there's a water trough there, so I'm just going to give them a few minutes just to calm down, get a drink if they want it. And then I'll just slowly walk them up to the hill. A warm one today, but there's a nice strong breeze, so keeping the flies away. When they spot an open gate with lush green grass the other side, they're not hanging about now. So I think that's it for this one. Apologies, it has been a bit of toing and froing and a mixture of lots of different things. I've sort of jumped about a wee bit and explained a few things partly. So if there is anything you want to know more about or see more of, please pop it in the comments below or send me a message and I will try my best to cover it. I know a lot of people have asked about calving and covering calving, etc. Absolutely, I will be trying to cover as much of it as I can. We have just started, but as I say, my back is the limiting factor at the moment. So if I can get that right, then I will be sharing everything. It's been a bit of a jumble, I apologise, but it's just the way it's been the last couple of weeks. Thrown in the mix, we've also had a couple of local shows, was judging at a couple of them, and Davey was obviously competing. So I've had a few days off farm as well, which has been nice, but would have been better if my back had been better. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you again for watching, and we shall catch you for the next one, where there is something very exciting going to be revealed. See you then.